Hello, Lydia here. Now, if I sound excited today, that's because it's almost Black Friday, or as I like to call it, cheap Christmas. Game prices are slashed and you can pick up loads of mad bargains. Today, me and Benny will talk you through some of the best digital sales on Xbox One. You can also save a further 10% if you're an Xbox Live Gold subscriber, and as a special Black Friday treat, you can buy a 1-month Gold subscription for just £1. These deals run until the 27th of November, and check out the description for links to these sales. Now, let's get shopping.
Let's kick off with FIFA 18. The game has been discounted by 40%. Whether you want to continue Alex Hunter's story in the journey, or have the perfect game for some couch co-op when you've got some friends over, then be warned, if your mate scores a terrible 90th minute winner, you could end up calling your dad live on the Xbox One X launch stream. But FIFA 18 is one game I'd recommend having in your collection. Also, in my opinion, one of the best parts of FIFA has got to be Ultimate Team, where you can put together your dream team, and if you think you're good enough, end up competing in the Weekend League, where you have the chance to qualify for the Global Series, where you could end up winning real money. But it's still one of my favourite games, and if you want to get a little head start on your Ultimate Team, you might want to get the Icon Edition, which has been reduced by £36, which will also give you 8,000 FIFA points.
Assassin's Creed Origins is one of my games of the year, so I can't recommend it enough this Black Friday. It tells you how the Brotherhood began, taking us to gorgeous Egypt. From endless deserts to quirky villages to stunning towns full of Egyptian architecture, this really is the most beautiful game to explore, especially if you pump it through the Xbox One X. In true Assassin's Creed style, there's a ridiculous amount of quests to dive into, and also a lot of piles of hay to dive into as well. Seriously, how have none of the assassins broken every bone in their body? It may not be logical, but it is a great deal. Also, for all the assassins out there, you can pick up the Assassin's Creed Triple Pack, which consists of Black Flag, Unity and Syndicate, which is down to 25 quid. That's 2/3 off the price and 3 massive games. Go do some sneaky stabbing across all the eras, you've earned it.
If you want to experience one of the most consistently surprising first-person shooter campaigns in years, grab this excellent Wolfenstein 2 deal, which slashes the game's asking price completely in half. It's a snip as severe as a fascist's haircut, and Wolfenstein 2 only came out a month ago. 25 quid to dispatch as many Nazis as you want, entirely guilt-free. The only way you could say fairer than that is if you literally say the words fairer, followed by than, and then the word that. Wolfenstein 2 is a game with slick combat, gorgeous looks, and maybe a smidgen of weirdness.
What are you doing? It's dangerous here, you have to be so quiet.
Okay. Lots of weirdness. If Black Friday ended here, it would already be a roaring success, and we would all go home and high-five each other, but there's plenty more deals to come in the video.
It's rare to find a game that can make you laugh out loud, and with this Black Friday sale, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Fans of the show will adore South Park Fractured But Whole. Its style and comedy is exactly the same as its TV counterpart, using the same animation and jokes that make you think, are they allowed to say that? For those who aren't a fan of the show, it's still an incredible game in its own right. The RPG style leveling up, customizing and collecting is genuinely great, giving you a real urge to improve your character and succeed in battle. The game is based on superheroes, so you can work on your powers and customize your character depending on the attack style you favor. At its heart, Fractured But Whole is a great RPG to get stuck into, but the fact that it's hilarious really is the icing on the cake.
Another amazing offer that you don't want to miss out on is 2016's Game of the Year, Overwatch. Now, not only is Overwatch only half price, which for a game that is constantly being updated with free content, whether that's new maps, new heroes to play, holiday events like the recent Junkenstein's Revenge for Halloween, it's just incredible value, and is also probably still one of my favourite games on Xbox One. Now, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's a 6v6 arena-based shooter where you play as a hero who can either be an offensive, defensive, tank, or support hero, which will change how you play the game and what role you fulfill within the team, but also gives you so much room to learn and improve across all the heroes in the game, which always keeps the game fresh and exciting to play. But just one thing, if you bump into me in a lobby, please let me be my beloved Soldier 76. So what are you waiting for? Go and play it if you haven't already.
You don't really know a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes, then used his projectile arm chisel to impale your enemies on a wall before frying their brain with an EMP blast from the high voltage battery embedded in your cyborg body. Thanks to this Black Friday deal, you can get to know Adam Jensen. The mission of this elite agent is to stop an augmented terrorist group. They're basically like regular terrorists, but they beep when they go through metal detectors. You can play through as a lethal murder man, or without harming a single soul, instead relying on hacking and social skills to progress. Depends on whether you favour bloodshed or banter, really. My Adam Jensen? He likes a bit of both. Those arm chisels may be a deadly weapon, but they're also an excellent conversation starter.
Now, one game that you'll definitely want to dive into this Black Friday, if you haven't already, is one of the biggest games of the year, Destiny 2. Not only has Destiny's sequel expanded on so much from the first game, you have an epic storyline where you take down Ghoul, the leader of the Red Legion, you have loads of strikes, an epic raid, and the Crucible has also been completely revamped, with every game mode now being 4v4, which has given me some of those old school Bungie Halo vibes. But what's better is that if you haven't picked up Destiny 2 yet, I'd personally recommend getting the Destiny 2 game and expansion pass bundle for just $53.59. With the Curse of Osiris expansion coming on December 5th, it's the perfect time to dive in, and you have more than enough time to get yourself leveled up and ready for it.
Frugalists and thrifters, listen up, because it's time for the cheapest game on this list. 4-player co-op dungeon crawler Temple of Osiris. This underrated escapade is all about teaming up with your pals to solve ancient puzzles and mowing down hordes of enemies in twin-stick shooter sections. Hey Lara, there are easier ways of making money, you know. Why don't you just eBay some of your old clothes? Oh, and while we're talking about all things Croft, it's worth mentioning that Rise of the Tomb Raider has been reduced too, which is also a stupidly great deal, especially since it's been updated to 4K on Xbox One X. This is the 20-year celebration version, which comes packed with DLC and bonus adventuring. Time to excavate your cash from your wallet and delve in.
This next deal is for one of my favorite game franchises, which I honestly feel like everyone who loves shooters, who loves a good storyline filled with twists and turns set in an incredible universe, should definitely play, and that's BioShock The Collection, which is usually $44.99, but in the sale is $14.85 for 3 games. That's BioShock, BioShock 2 and BioShock Infinite, which is going to keep you entertained and playing for weeks. So if you haven't given this game franchise a chance, would you kindly throw yourself into the incredible world of BioShock and save all the little sisters? Or play like Lydia and do terrible things in exchange for prizes? Shame.
You'd have to go back a long way to find a deal this good. If we're talking 10,000 BC prices, it's basically 2 seashells and a human ear. Ever the enablers of historical power fantasy, here Ubisoft lets you be the big caveman on campus, taming saber-toothed tigers, ordering your owl buddy to drop makeshift bombs on rival tribes, riding on the backs of grizzly battle bears, and launching spears at mammoths so you can steal their precious hides. Those mammoths really should have learned to share. So if you want to experience an ancient world that blends the historically accurate with the hysterically absurd, grab this deal. Ice Age? More like Nice Age.
Wait, did Lydia just say Far Cry Primal was absurd? It looks like a nature documentary next to this next game. Sorry Lydia, but Just Cause 3 is maybe the most ridiculously freeing sandbox ever made. It's the video game equivalent of leaving the house without any underwear on, a pleasant breeze of a game, and lets you go anywhere and do anything in miles upon miles of beautiful terrain. Stranded in a field without a ride? Call your handler and get him to drop off a jet. Feeling naughty? Throw a rocket booster on a man so he blasts off. It's the ultimate prank. Fatality aside, why do all the best pranks involve rocket boosters? What's that, Brain? You want me to bolt a cable onto some dude's speeding motorbike and attach the other end to the floor so it comes to a sudden and awful stop? You're the boss.
When I saw the price of Rayman Legends in this year's Black Friday sale, I genuinely made a little "what?" noise. Seeing one of my favourite games reduced to the price of a fancy sandwich is an absolute bargain. You're probably familiar with Rayman. He's the unusual looking guy who happens to be missing those all-important joints that connect his limbs. In Rayman Legends, he and his pals make their way through this colourful, wonderful platformer. The level design is amazing. The worlds are themed, so fiery kitchen scenes, underwater caves, and even musical levels await you. Trust me, you haven't lived till you've run through a level as Rayman along to the beat of Black Betty with enemies singing the backup vocals to you. Get 3 mates round and get stuck into Rayman Legends. At that price, you'd be crazy not to.
Next up, we have a game that has been out for less than a month, and a game that I absolutely love playing, and that's Call of Duty World War II. And come on, let's be honest, who would I be if I didn't squeeze a Call of Duty game into a list somehow? And thankfully, the World War II Deluxe Edition, which includes a season pass for all the upcoming World War II content, has made a nice little discount from $84.99 to $72.24, which for a game that's been out for less than a month is pretty damn nice, and has an amazing campaign, incredible zombies mode, and that old school boots on the ground multiplayer that we all know and love from the Call of Duty franchise, and Sledgehammer have definitely done an awesome job.
For survival game fans, this one's for you. How does the sound of being stranded, naked, freezing, and starving on an island where you have to kill and tame dinosaurs and other primeval beasts just to stay alive sound? If you think that sounds like fun, then there's probably something wrong with you, but I'm not here to judge. Ark is all about hunting, harvesting resources, and storing those sweet valuables for a rainy day. Whether or not you team up or turn against the other players just trying to get by is up to you. Will you help others or go off like a total renegade until you get eaten by a dinosaur? The choice is yours, but either way you do it, you can do it for cheaper this Black Friday. Last but definitely not least is a special Black Friday price for Xbox Game Pass. Yes, for just £1 you can get a month's subscription to Xbox One's game subscription service. It's basically a huge library of over 100 games, from both Xbox One and Xbox 360, ready to download and play on Xbox One. Every genre is covered, from blockbuster shooters to quirky indie fare. I like to use it to try things I wouldn't normally play. For a single £1, you're sure to find something you like in there. Let us know in the comments if there's any Game Pass games you'd recommend to your fellow gamers. So those are our top picks, but there are hundreds more savings to be had, so do let us know in the comments if there's a great saving you think everyone should hop on. You've got until the 27th of November to take advantage of these sales, and don't forget to pick up that Xbox Live Gold sub for just £1. Please do subscribe to the channel for all the biggest Xbox news, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!